Hi.
What's going on, YouTube land? How are you? How are you, Alex Swingle?
So this is going to be a weird part. Just get it immediately. I wrote up my notes today, but I forgot to actually save it onto my USB stick, so I don't have notes. Ah, yes.
We literally got this.
So we'll see what's going on. I do have a thing up of, like, items in sequence, but this game is pretty non-linear, and you can, like, go off and do, like, random stuff all the time. So we'll see how this goes.
Now, he told me he just did this today, but that doesn't mean anything in LPs. I've done that a million times, and I'll be like, wait, what? So, we'll see. Anyway, how's everyone doing in YouTube land?
Yes.
Rip. Was he supposed to, I guess, survive?
I'm supposed to break those blocks first, I just forgot. But no, he's not supposed to be launched up and die and do nothing.
So Wario sliding down that ladder kind of reminds me. That's something I really enjoy about some games and really hate about other games.
What is going on?
So question of the part.
Okay.
What is
Weird.
the game that handles ladder controls the best, and what's the game that handles ladder controls the worst? I kind of remember Twilight Princess having, like, really slow ladder, like, to the point where you're like, oh my god.
It's specifically the vines, which they actually do fix in the HD on Wii U a bit. Although it's really weird, because it's not like a improved animation, it's just the same animation but twice as fast, so it doesn't look right. But it does work.
And in terms of good ones, the first one that comes to mind, I'm sure many first-person shooters, but the original Half-Life. Gordon Freeman, he flies up and down those ladders. In fact, that's one of the things I like best about movement of that game. It's really nice.
We got this. I remember what to do now. But it's just really unfortunate. If I forgot my notes in, like, the first couple sit-downs, I'd probably be fine. Like, maybe a bit stumped here or there. But we're getting to the point where some of these levels get extremely complicated and long, and backtracking back and forth.
What if it was, like, the final sit-down where you have to get 100% in every level? You'd just be like, pass.
Yeah, I wouldn't even bother. I'm not even sure if I want to do all coins, because it's really annoying, and it mostly takes so much time because there's 25 stages.
What if you did, like, most off-screen and then just did, like, the last 5?
It doesn't even matter. I mean, I guess we'll try to do some of them, maybe not all of them. But the problem is that there's 25 stages, all of them have all 8 coins.
What?
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff behind these pillars that they expect you to know about, but saving the key behind it is pretty rough.
Not a big fan of that.
Yeah.
It reminds me, I was just watching AVGN's Terminator again, and they were like, one of the Terminator games has, like, so much stuff in the foreground you can't see, or, like, Batman Forever, where, like, literally, like, what's the deal with games putting stuff in the foreground that literally, like, stops you from doing stuff? Also not a big fan of that.
Not a big fan of you, am I right?
I'm not a big fan of working on Saturdays at the store and having constant line of people all day and just dying.
Yeah, and this week's especially bad for Spencer, because he has to... You have to watch the house because your wife is leaving for a week.
On Tuesday, yeah.
So he's filling in a lot of days this week. So I fill in a lot of days for next week, so it's like...
It's funny because, like, I was saying to Scott earlier, I'm like, it seems weird to be, like, day 3 out of 5 working in a row when, like, most people work 5-day-in-a-row weeks.
It's just so intense.
CMB is just intense ever since COVID. Dang, now we're demonetized. Oh,
like,
man.
The person that runs the store... I don't know if you let George or anyone, like, answer the phone.
I do.
But especially the days where George isn't here, like Wednesday or Thursday, and I have to answer all calls, do all transactions, do all trades. It gets a little overwhelming.
Yep.
I wasn't paying attention at all. The what just unlocked.
Hey, at least we know about this. I also wasn't paying attention.
Alright. Oh yeah, so one of the last stages unlocked. Not the last. There's actually 2 more after this.
Wow. This game is just so huge.
Yeah. Now, I do have like 65 or 70 out of 100 treasures, so these stages that get unlocked... whoops. Did not mean to do that.
That was speedrun, boys.
Alright, so I guess I want to do Peaceful Village first. This is so... Doing this game blind is so weird. Although I do remember a lot of what to do in the Forest of Fear and the Warped Dimension that gets unlocked. So as long as I make it there, it should be good. Alright, so I think I go down here. Yeah, so you need the upgrade ground pound to do this. And then... Oh yeah, so you go down the 5th pipe, I think. I remember that.
Ah, feels good, man.
Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then you get chased by a robo mouse. And actually this one's just a straightforward, just don't get caught. The key is immediately in your way. Just gotta be good.
The key! Yeah, even if you get, like, you said that you didn't have a really long part anyway today, so
Yeah.
it's like, even if you get, like, what, 5, 6, 7 treasures, you're like, yeah, that's pretty
It's
good.
mostly that, the Forest of Terror, or whatever it's called, and the Warp Dimension are complicated stages.
Yeah. Ching, ching, ching.
Oh yeah, so this lets me manually choose day or night, which isn't super helpful because you can just enter a stage and then leave immediately and it does it anyway.
Yeah.
But you don't have to look at a loading screen, or
That's
saving
nice.
screen. Alright, so I think... I'm pretty sure there was some chest I wanted to do in like the Tidal Coast. I might look through that when we have time. Okay, so I think I go left. Dude, this is a spooky stage. This is scarier than Silent Hill Homecoming.
Oh, easily.
Alright, so I go down... Oh yeah, okay, so...
What if Wario was in Silent Hill?
Grab the chest, or the key, and then all I do is just go back up.
Wario would be like, talking to the main character of Silent Hill, and be like, they look like a coins to you?
It's so bad.
I know, right? I was reminded of, I was watching a review on Silent Hill 3, which is a game I'll do eventually soon. And I was reminded of how Vincent is possibly the weirdest character in the entire series, which is really hard to do, considering everyone's weird.
Yeah, but
he's like the one that you would think is the most normal, because he looks normal. He doesn't talk like
What was that?
Oh my god. Dahlia's like, the mark of Samael! Vincent's just like, I talk normally, and I look normal, and I'm just a guy with a vest and glasses, but then you're like, oh, you're super weird. Stop it. Or even compare him to Claudia. Remember the blonde girl? Who's just like Dahlia too. And you're like, oh, wait, Vincent's just as weird.
Yes. Oh yeah. So I actually have to go to the Town of Chaos. I'm going to be unlocking the Warp Dimension now.
The
But
what
there's-
dimension?
The Warped. You'll see, it's literally just like a big dimensional void.
What is this game?
Yeah, this game's too weird. But you kind of do both the forest and the void back to back. Like you do all 4 chests intermittently, so that's nice just to get it done with. Alright, so I want to go to the Town of Chaos real quick.
Was this done by Nintendo, or what is it? Nintendo R&D, whatever?
I think it was made by R&D 1, who made like Metroid Fusion and some other stuff.
Okay.
So it kind of makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
Alright, so I remember this one specifically being very sort of complicated. Alright, so I want to stun a bear and then pick him up.
And just carry a bear with one.
This is so crazy. I don't know if I ever figured this out while I was playing it like as a kid. Like, this is just insane. Alright, so you have to bring him over here and not let him despawn. Alright. No, go, go, go. You piece of crap. It probably despawned. Okay, good. Alright. Go down. No! Alright, let's just kill this guy. Because he's constantly be annoying. Don't despawn. Okay.
What, do you grab him through there? Oh no, he... Oh my gosh!
That's what you have to do. That is so insane.
That's ridiculous.
And I'm so glad I... Oh yeah, dude, this stage, it just keeps on giving. This actually might be my least favorite stage in the game. So what we have to do is that there's a puzzle. I actually need this guy on the other side. Okay. Here we go.
See ya!
So this is another one where you have to hit a bunch of switches to go up. There's like 4 different rooms to hit different switches to marginally make you go up in the main room. But you have to do it like 2 or 3 times because what you're doing is going to the top and unlocking the path to get the key. Okay. Which is hidden behind those donut fat blocks. So you need to get fat at the very top and then fall down in a very specific way. And then you fall down all the way down here after these blocks are cleared. Because when these blocks come down, they're immediately in your way. You gotta get rid of all of these. And then you come down here and then you have to go all again.
Do you think this game is made more for fans of platformers or puzzle games? I understand it's both.
This is like one of the... This is the premier puzzle platformer. It's hard to say. I would say at the beginning, half of the game is made for just general platform fans.
I would say puzzle. At least for the second half.
But yeah, the second half is definitely more puzzle.
Because this is hurting my head. Like, I'm like legit like, what? You know? Like, the first ones where they're like relatively whatever, I could figure out, but at this point it's like...
Yeah.
Dude, how am I, like... And I feel like I would get very frustrated because I'm a baby. That's my excuse for everything.
I will say that when I was figuring this out, other than some... Oh, I didn't want to do that. Other than some stages where I looked up some stuff, like this one, for the most part, I don't get stumped for too long. And I think even if, like... I probably could have figured it out on my own if I just didn't get, like, lazy.
Oh, dang, you have to jump the whole way up there.
This is actually not that bad.
Yeah, I guess it looks harder than it is.
Yeah. It's actually one of the easier fire puzzles. It's just mostly getting rid of the silkworm before you roll down, and then you kill the fire guy, which makes you reset the room. So I respect it, it's just annoying and tedious.
Here's a question of the part 2, for you lads and ladettes. Okay. So, I listen to a lot of, like, NES and, like, SNES soundtracks and stuff like that, even in the store sometimes. But I find that Game Boy and Game Boy Color soundtracks are, a little jarring, I guess it would be the best word for it. Like, could you listen to the soundtrack, like, just separately, not playing the game? Could you listen to... I mean, there's some really good soundtracks. Link's Awakening, Pokemon. Could you just listen to the soundtrack? I find that the MIDI-ness, or whatever you want to call it, is...
Yeah, it's very harsh in a weird way.
Very harsh, yeah.
But I can listen to NES soundtracks. I think it's just...
I feel like Game Boy's more harsh.
Yeah. I can listen to NES soundtracks fine, but Game Boy's more harsh, just because it's probably, like, a less quality sound chip.
So that's my question for y'all out there.
But yeah, I agree. I mean, I can easily listen to Pokemon Crystal, but like that's like one soundtrack out of like, what, 2,000 Game Boy and Game Boy Color games? Alright. So that's good.
Literally have to do all 4 of those?
Yeah. So I think I want to go to this one.
I'm just impressed that they can, like... I imagine when they made this game, they would just draw out every stage and be like... if-then, like, almost like an if-then statement of, like, programming, you know? If you do this, then you can get this, and it's like...
It's pretty insane, especially you have to remember, like, all the blocks you break, and have that in RAM all the time.
Yeah,
and, like,
that's true.
It remembers every block, like, even those, like, throwaway blocks, it remembers you breaking them.
It's a good point. The game would be completely different if it couldn't do that.
Alright, so, gotta go all the way up again. But we're almost done. As you can see, I don't think this is necessarily hard or super, like, taxing. It's just tedious.
Yeah.
And at least it doesn't end with an annoying boss fight. There's actually not a whole lot of boss fights the second half of the game. I think they just kind of ran out of either ideas or time. Which I'm fine with. These stages are more than enough for me.
So, I started Resident Evil 8, and I know it's not a very long game, but you just gotta understand with my lifestyle, I just... LOL, double hit.
That was weird.
I just don't... This week in particular, I didn't have a lot of time to play. And I want to play with George on his PS5. So I got about an hour and a half in or whatever. Really enjoying it. Really enjoying it. It's so obviously a mixture of 4 and 7, and I think that's great. I really think it's a good... They could have easily... And again, I'm obviously not very far, of course, but they could have easily, like, just copy and pasted 7 and be like, it's 7 with werewolves or whatever, you know? And it'd be like, okay, it's acceptable. But they did evolve it, which is really cool.
There's nice innovation. I can definitely see some people being like, oh, it's not scary enough or whatever. But, like, RE7 after, like, the beginning also was not scary. So, it's like a non-complaint to me.
Yeah, RE7,
it starts up, like, being like, oh, look, it's a horror simulator. Like Haunted House.
Yeah, but after the first maybe hour or two, it's like...
Yeah, especially after you get your wrist thing and you have a gun. It's like, it's scary, but it's not that scary.
One thing that I'm very pleased with is the two main complaints from 7 is that everything after the ship is pretty lame, and I agree. I really agree. And the second thing is that there are not enough enemy types. I mean, there really isn't. There's just I forget what they call them. The molded. I think they call them molded. But I'm very impressed with the different types of enemies already in 8. And like I said, I'm not very far at all. I'm in the castle, which is like literally an hour.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. Enemy variety is good. Yeah, like literally RE7 was just like the bakers and then the molded, or whatever they're called. And the molded are like scary, but not that hard.
It's tough to make a game like that, like, where it's just one type of enemy.
Yeah, and it feels like they're hard mostly because Ethan just sucks at shooting a gun.
Yeah.
And like in RE8, he still feels a little awkward, but way better.
Yeah.
Weapon switching is like so much faster, and when you unlock more weapons, it like actually gets pretty fun.
I guess it makes sense. I mean, you know...
He literally gets military training. They say that in the beginning.
Yeah. And in 7, he's just like a dude.
A guy.
I mean, again, I feel so, like, funny being like, more realism in a game about werewolves and zombies and stuff, but it's like, you know, that's kind of how they've always done it, where it's like...
I think it's interesting that they... Like, you know how in RE7, all the enemies had, like, attacks that didn't, like, grab you. They were just mostly just, like, you can block them physically. Yeah. But in RE8, there's a lot of enemies that can grab you and do, like, a set amount of damage, just like Remake 2.
Yeah. Yeah, that is definitely different. Oh, one thing I've noticed that I am not a fan of is, there's a lot of revisionist history being written about Resident Evil 6. Where, like, people are like, no! Where people are, like, going back and being like, you know, it's not that bad. Yeah. Stop it.
The only thing I will say about RE6 that isn't the worst is Mercenaries is fun, but that's it.
Leon's campaign is okay.
Even Leon's campaign is, like, too, like, walkie-talkie for me. There's so many times when you just, like, talk and walk. It's so boring.
Yeah, I played it 2-player, and the only reason I enjoyed it is because I literally played it 2-player.
Yeah, and you had someone to laugh at how bad it is.
Stop saying that game is, like, good or acceptable. Yeah. It's not.
I watched a video on someone being like, in defense of RE6, you know Jake? He's charismatic as hell. I'm like, what?
What?
What are you talking about?
That is, like, you could...
He is the anti-charisma.
You could say something like, I like the action set pieces, and I'd be like, okay, whatever, you know what I mean? Like...
Jake is so unlikable.
Like, and, you know, it's like... I'm not even, like, a hardcore RE person. Like,
dude, get out of here.
4 might be my favorite in the series, you know? I know there's some people that are like, only fixed camera, only whatever, you know? But that's never happening again. Like, unless a fan makes a game, you know? But it doesn't have to really do with the action. It's just a lame game. Like, it's just, nothing makes sense. Like, I don't really care about the action stuff. Honestly, I kind of liked 5. Like, 5 is okay. 5's an alright game by me, but, like, 6 is just so... blah, you know? Oh, I see. You just have to be turned into that.
Yeah, but I have to take it down. It'll, like, uncurl too fast.
Oh. But yeah, yeah, stop it. Stop saying that RE6 is good. Stop saying that,
oh yeah, I remember what the key is.
Jake is a charismatic character. You stop it right now.
Yeah.
Like,
it's especially, like, bringing Jake in, and he's, like, just a horrible person, and then you, like, age up Sherry, and, like, pair her with this new terrible guy, and it's like, no. I feel like I'm a father here. I don't want to see Sherry do this.
And then you make Chris, like, the worst version of Chris.
Yeah.
I think Chris is probably one of the most interesting characters in video game history.
He has no... He's either, like, a blank slate or just changes every single game.
Well, if you think about
radically.
he changes every game.
Yeah.
So in Resident Evil 1, he's kind of a blank slate, but he's also kind of, like, daft, I guess would be the word for it. Like, I mean, everyone in RE1 is kind of daft in that they're just like, what's happening? And then in Code Veronica, he's like a hero. Well, he's like, I don't know what you would call it, like a hero type, where he's just like, I'll do it, I'll save the day. But he's not, like, over the top. RE5, he's like Hulk, obviously. RE6, he is
like depressed military man,
like a military burnout. RE7, he's only in it for a second, but he looks like he's like just like a standard, like, soldier. Like, just like a normal soldier.
The DLC does kind of bridge the gap between him being the way he is in RE8. So at least they justified a little time.
And the only thing I've seen from him in RE8 is the very, very first scene. So I don't know anything. But, like, literally, think about it. He's been in, what, 1, Code Veronica, 5, 6. Do you count him being in 7? I don't know. I guess. He's been in 6 Resident Evil games, and he's, like, literally so different every time. Like, Jill, in comparison, is, like, pretty similar between 1 and 3. And even the 3 remake, honestly, didn't like, overly change her that much. She's always been, like, kind of sarcastic and, like, strong woman who gets stuff done and whatever. The only one she was really that much different in was 5, but that's because she was under, like, mind control.
I can't see this yet.
So, it's really... And Leon's been the same... I mean... Leon, ever since 4, has been the same thing. 2, he's the rookie cop, but then 4, he's... Where'd everyone go? Bingo. And then he's been the same thing ever since.
Your hand comes off?
Dude, my favorite line... Resident Evil Survivor has my 2 favorite lines in the history of the world. The first is, do you remember this when the main character's mom, or the bad guy's mom calls him? Do you remember that? What's his name? Not Ark. I forget what the bad guy's name is.
What are you talking about? Who?
Resident Evil Survivor. When you get a call from the bad guy's mom. Ark, it's your mother.
Oh yeah.
Please stop doing horrible things. And the other one, when they were doing, when they're doing the exposition dump, the main character goes, "That's right, I was sent by my friend Leon S. Kennedy." And the fact that he has to say his full name,
Leon S. Kennedy,
like, oh yeah. I was sent to LPs by my friend, Spencer D. Brosman. Like, stop
Dude, talking about dumb plots, I can't wait for you to finish RE8. Because if there's one thing that's consistent with all RE games is that the plots and everything about it is pure schlock.
I mean, I will say, from the very beginning it's been like that. RE1 was literally a B movie where they're like...
None of them are like, you can take them that seriously. Like,
I would say the only one that you probably can is when they did the remake of 1. I would say maybe. Because Lisa Trevor's part is like, oh man, that's really...
And remake 2 you can kind of take seriously as well, so I guess the remakes are a little bit
remake
more serious.
3, I can't.
No,
because,
it's just because it's a bad game.
Yeah, and Nikolai is cartoonishly evil, and Nemesis is whatever. But yeah, I mean, it literally started with 1, and it's just like... You know, even looking back, it's like, I think 1 is as close to a perfect game as you can get, but, like, if you go into it being like plot, it's like
Yeah.
like the world building and the backstory is amazing, but like the plot itself is like meant to be a B movie, so just like whatever. My friend Leon S. Kennedy, Capcom, get me to please voice characters in some random RE offshoot. Thanks. I'll do any. Although, have you seen any of these videos on them motion capturing RE8? It's like you can't in some ways call the people who play these characters voice actors anymore, because they like literally are acting out the whole scenes, like everything. They're like voice. I don't know what you want to call them, like actors.
Wait, do the voice actors also do the mocap? Okay.
At least what I could tell from the videos. So it's like, holy crap. I don't know if that's like a normal thing for the industry or what.
If you're wondering what I'm doing, I have to make this spring robot. I have to grab him. I keep getting hit by him.
Rip. I love how Lady Demetru or whatever is mocapped by some like normal height skinny girl. I'm like, hey, the wonders they can do with
Yeah, I gotta phone up the 9'6" tall woman that exists in real life.
I guess that is true. Hey, WNBA, can you lend us like a person, please? Thanks.
Like even in the WNBA, like what's the max height? Like 7'6"?
Probably not the WNBA. Probably 7.
Yeah, like it's like that's as max as it goes.
Because I think the max height. I don't think any basketball player was ever 8 feet. Yao Ming was like, remember Yao Ming?
Yeah.
Was like 7'6" or 8 or 9 or something like that. So to be more than 7 foot is like, holy crap. I'm still so jealous. Trevor got to help he called him the White Shaq at CIB. Like, so I'm sure
he was so tall.
I'm sure many people listening have not been to the store. Like CIB's ceilings aren't that high. They're probably like, I don't know, 9 feet. Like, it's not very high. And Trevor was like, oh, and we have, because of how the store was made, we have, like, some, like, alcoves and stuff like that are definitely less than 9 feet. They're, like, 7 feet or something like that. And Trevor was like, you, like, had to, like, duck in places. It's like, holy crap. Like, it's not short. Like, I can reach my hand up and touch the alcoves, but, like, holy crap. So, I'm jealous. I would have been like...
Yeah, I actually forgot about that until you mentioned it.
I would have been like, White Shaq, can I have your late autograph? I would not like being, like, taller than an average tall person. Like, I'm 6 foot and Trevor's, like, 6'3" or so.
Yeah, I feel like 6'3" is, like, the perfect height for, like, being tall and being like, oh, look.
Yeah, but I feel like...
He's somewhat tall, but you don't feel like a freak.
I feel like if you're any taller, people will just be like, You play basketball? And then if you do, it's like, of course. And then if you don't and you're like, I don't like sports, people would be like, why not? You know? So it's like... How's the weather up there?
Okay, I remember how to do the third chest. Okay.
Is anyone in the comment section over 6'3"? If so, how do you enjoy it? And how's the weather up there? And can you reach stuff on shelves for people? Get it?
I get it.
I actually don't have to do that around the house too much, because Ash is like 5'7", so she's not particularly short, for especially for a woman. So I don't have to do any of that reaching up high for stuff or doing any of that. And I don't know if I miss it or not. What do you? Oh.
I have to lead this guy over here. I actually did this once already, but I forgot it's for the green chest and not the red chest.
Oh, I thought you had to.
Alright, so I unlocked that, and then I become a vampire. And in this stage, it's pretty funny. There's a bunch of garlic.
Oh, and you can't touch
it? In the forest. Yeah, you can't touch it.
I like it. I also like garlic in real life.
No, garlic's great. Oh, I gotta use
You
that.
had to have that guy.
Yeah.
Rip.
Okay.
Do they not come back at all, even if you move the screen? That's rough.
Yeah, for enemies, they don't respawn until you exit the screen. Not a big deal. It's only like specific objects like the barrels, so it's a little inconsistent.
Garlic's one of those things where literally one complete clove of garlic should and could get it again.
I was thinking about explaining how I like the gameplay mechanics here, but then I was thinking about what to say, and I was like, okay.
So one
Just do the exact same thing.
One complete clove of garlic should last you like a month, if not longer. Because if you use more than one of the, I don't know what you want to call them, petals or whatever, like, holy crap.
Isn't it called a clove, and then the...
What's the overall thing called?
I don't know, like I want to say head, but I don't think it's that.
Yeah, I've heard of clove of garlic. No! Were you not supposed to get that? Or not supposed to turn?
No.
Clove of garlic.
Like, I think the cloves are the individual things, and then it's called something else for the entire thing.
The entire... Hey! Wow!
Is it a head?
The entire garlic is called a head or knob.
Yeah, I've heard people say knob.
He said knob. And then the small thing is clove. Wow, how did you know that? That's, like, so completely random. A head of garlic. I don't think I've ever heard anyone say a head of garlic. Oh, and the thing's right over there.
Yeah, and the only thing I really wanted to say was that I think it's interesting that you use the vampire to get up here. So, like, it's beneficial and negative in the same exact room. It's like, there's no other game that really does that.
That's pretty cool. I like that.
Alright.
Dude, it is literally May 15th. It is a month after Saga Frontier Remastered came out, and I still haven't played. I bought it and downloaded it day one, and I still haven't played it.
I bought it and downloaded it yesterday, and then I was like, I could play this, or I could play a Pokemon ROM hack, and I've been playing Pokemon the last 2 days. If anyone's looking for a good ROM hack, Renegade Platinum, really good. It's hard, but it's good.
I like how the only way to make competent Pokemon games is in a ROM hack.
Yeah. It's one of those things that... the duality of Pokemon is that Game Freak adds so much stuff to Pokemon. There's so many Pokemon, so many abilities, so many, like, different types and items and stat changers and just so many things.
That you can't make it... What you're saying is you can't make it, like...
You can't make it complicated because Pokemon is a franchise... Oh, yeah, this one. Okay.
Whoa.
Alright, so... I want to...
Look, he's bored already.
Okay, I think I just hold left a little bit, and then I hold right immediately when I get the key. This is actually one of the shortest stages in the game. Yep.
Wow! That's pretty cool. I like that. I like that a lot.
What was I saying? Oh, yeah. Because Pokemon, like, since inception is, like, they cater to the biggest demographic possible, which is, like, you have to make the games incredibly easy. Look. Oh, I think we got the last one.
Ooh, so this opens?
So it's a little underwhelming. Oh, there's one more.
Oh, good. Wait, so let me ask this: in the newer Pokemon games, are you still limited to 4 moves, or do you get more than that now?
Yeah, it's still 4 moves. But the thing is that Pokemon, the way it is right now, I think 4 moves is the absolute peak efficiency of having enough slots to make a Pokemon unique. But if you had 5 slots, even 5 slots would make every Pokemon have, like, unlimited coverage for, like, almost everything. So you just can't do more than 4, the way that Pokemon is designed, at least right now.
I can't take Pokemon games seriously as anything except for collectathons. Like, if you want to do them to be able to collect different Pokemon and, you know, evolve them and whatever, that's cool. But I can't take it seriously as a game that has, like, difficulty, or a game that is, like, especially a game that would be, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, competitive?
Yeah. Competitive Pokemon is really interesting, but the problem is that the barrier of entry. It's just, the duality of Pokemon is, like, the games are as easy as they can possibly be. And, like, each generation makes the games even easier. But then you have competitive, which like min-maxes everything. You have to min-max to be like a really good team.
I don't know what that means.
It means to maximize certain stats and to minimize other stats to make a... Like, if you have a Pokemon that's a fast and speedy attacker, but it has like really frail defenses and like bad special attack, you want to maximize attack and speed while ignoring everything else. That's just how Pokemon works. Like, you can't like make every stat perfect because of natures and IVs. And
so you couldn't just keep giving it like stat boosts or whatever?
No.
Okay.
I'm realizing how bad this is to explain.
Yeah, well, I was imagining it like, so hypothetically in, say, like, Final Fantasy VII, you could just get a bunch of, like, magic sources or whatever, and just, like, get everyone to 255. But what you're saying is you can't, like, if you had all the time in the world, you could do that. But what you're saying is you can't do that in Pokemon.
No.
I guess it makes sense.
Alright, so I might be at my wit's end. I'm not sure what to do.
I mean, we got a solid half hour out of that. Yeah. That's at least something.
Yeah, I just don't want this LP to like look back on it and be like, oh, it was bad.
Lay bad.
I could do the Tower Revival 3. Wait, didn't I already do that? Yeah, I did. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what to do. Okay. Bye!
Yo, everyone. Have a good day, whatever day it is. And the perfect temperature is 65 degrees Fahrenheit. Anything hotter is too hot.
Agreed.
That's it. That's all I have to say. Yesterday, it was like 80 degrees, and everyone was like, oh my god, the weather's so perfect. And I'm like, it's 80 degrees out there. That's too hot.
65, zero humidity. Actually, like 25% humidity.
I don't know what zero humidity would be living in PA. Like, I don't...
Yeah.
I guess that would be, like, the desert.
Yeah, it's like, that's not possible, and it would really dry your skin.
65
but like 65, 25% humidity, no wind.
I would say a slight breeze.
Very slight. I don't like wind.
Very slight. All right, so that's it. There's no commenting on that. That's the end of it. So have a good day. 65 degrees.